Hi, I'm Mary Cowley. I'm a TFT VT practitioner, and I'm here at an optimal health workshop by the Callahans, and I've been reminded of something that once in a while I forget and I want to share with you, and that is the wonder and what some might call the miracle of TFT. We've been taught by Roger all along that we are working at the quantum healing level, which is very different from anything else that we know of, and that's why it's so powerful. For instance, we see that when we are measuring the SUD for a person as we treat them, and there's always at least a 2-point reduction in the SUD, not just incremental by ones, but more than that, at least a 2-point reduction, signifying the quantum leap that's being made in the healing and the ability of the person's mind-body system to heal itself. And sometimes we forget what a wonder that is and what a transformation that is in the area of healing. It's why we get the apex problem with people, because they just can't wrap their minds around that. They can't understand how something that had been bothering them for years is all of a sudden gone. But when you experience that, in your clients, and when you experience it in yourself, especially with something like a trauma or a phobia that has such a strong symptom in ourselves, it's obvious. And when I first saw it, I felt like my world turned upside down, like there was a whole new paradigm, a whole new world of possibilities out there. And that wonder is so exciting and makes me want to do so much more TFT and use it in so many more ways. And I see that happening this weekend at this course, because we've heard so many outstanding, amazing stories of what TFT is able to do, that it gets you excited about that again. Sometimes we can forget, and we go about our practices or our daily lives, and we start to contract again, and once in a while you need to remind yourself, go back to the beginning and what you first experienced when you first saw TFT work, or first experienced it in yourself. And we are also hearing unbelievable stories from Suzanne Connolly and Carolyn Sakai, who have been doing the research in the 2 Rwanda projects over the last couple years. And the stories there are absolutely mind-boggling. And you really see the wonder of it there. I am on the ATFT Foundation, so I hear a lot of these stories and have experienced it myself in Tanzania. And when you see what the response is by these people to their severe traumas from the genocide or from being orphaned or whatever, when you see that disappear in a matter of minutes and their whole world opened up again, they have a life again, and they feel peaceful again and not hateful to those people who have traumatized them, especially in the genocide. It's so very obvious. You witness again and feel again that amazing power and that wonder of it, and it opens your world up again, and you feel enthused again and brave about treating people with thought field therapy, as we all should feel, because it's an amazing tool. And I just want to remind you about that, and to look at your ability again and what you are able to do. And our point is to spread that around the world, and that's what we are trying to do through ATFT Foundation. I think it's the tool of world peace, and I hope you agree. Thank you.
Hi Andrew, are you going to tell us about the optimal health
What can I
training?
say? What can I say? I travelled a few hundred miles to come to something that I've been contemplating for about 6 months. And boy, I'm overwhelmed by what I've experienced, absolutely overwhelmed. The tools that this has given me, the thought field therapy, the voice technology, is exponential potential. It's just amazing to be able to treat people with serious issues in such a short space of time. I'm talking minutes to make an impact. It's almost like it's been brought to me in some divine fashion, but reality is within 3 days, in a very structured and highly organised fashion, a reasonably sized team of maybe 15 people have been brought together like a vacuum of knowledge, where the net result is we're all walking out of this really knowing what we're talking about, which was a shock for me. I've been teaching sales training for almost 20 years, and it's very difficult to program people with real information where they walk away. So what I love about this course is the fact that probably 55% was application in groups, large groups broken down into smaller groups. So it was really fine-tuning your skills, getting real people on the telephone to treat, which is frightening at the same time because you don't know what you're going to come across. So to me, it's overwhelming the strength that I'm walking out the door with, the strength to be able to use this immediately. So I'd say 5 stars to the owners and the runners of this, the Callahan techniques. Value for money, which is a big thing. Yeah, it took me a few months to get my head round the net value, and now I'm so glad I did. I've got no regrets. I would say to those that are contemplating, if you want a self-help tool, it's worth the money. If you want a tool where you want to help others with massive impact over a very minimalistic amount of time and also without any impact as in trauma, again it's worth the money. So now I know it's a no-brainer. I just wish I'd not took 6 months.
Think this will change your life?
It has. It begun within probably 30 minutes of being on the course. I realised I was in the right place, right time. So it already has. It's not one of those where you have to wait 3 days to feel the energy, the positivity coming through you. It happened within half an hour, and I think the group helped that because you've got people on the course who've got the same feelings as each other, though you don't know initially. As you discover each other through the 3 days, you come to realise very quickly and very strongly that you're all on the same path, and this is ticking the box.
Okay, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
now, cheers. Joan, 3 days on the Optimal Health course. What are you walking away with?
Amazing confidence in being able not only just to do it but to see the effect of it, and to actually be part of the group. The group's been amazing, and Joanne's been amazing in how she's taught us, and the confidence in the group to actually talk to people worldwide and see changes has been fantastic.
What did you think of the group size? Was it the right
It was
or wrong?
just right. It was absolutely right. Yeah, just right.
And what would you say to those who've been thinking about this?
Well, I thought a lot about it because I've had to use my savings to come, and it's been worth every penny.
Any final word for Joanne?
Just keep doing what you're doing, Joanne, because it's fantastic. Yeah.
God bless you, Joan. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
So, 3 days of Optimum Health. How would you summarise as you're leaving?
Well, I think I'd summarise this course. It certainly is the most significant and profound course that I've ever been involved in terms of how it would affect my life, but also in terms of a roadmap really for the future for me in terms of what I can do. I mean, there's so many possibilities with this new therapy. And I think there's no question that it's probably one of the most underestimated therapies there is today, in terms of people giving it the kind of acceptance that it should have. And I think that the opportunities and the possibilities for field therapy using voice technology, remotely using Skype, for example, over the telephone, or just group sessions using TFT and using VT, is limitless, and I'm really excited by that. So really, it's going to be me trying to contain my excitement for the oncoming months. I can't say fairer than that.
So any final comments for those who are contemplating doing this course?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you can, these courses for some individuals could be seen to be expensive. However, in reality, in terms of how effective it could be in your own life, and families and friends around you, and other individuals and colleagues, etc., people you come in contact with, really and truly for the sort of technology that voice technology is, and how it can affect your life in such a positive way, both short term and long term. Let's face it, the money is really quite insignificant.
Wonderful. God bless. Safe journey home. Thanks very much.
It has loved to be here in London. It was a great class, full of nice people, a great teacher, and it was really enlightenment to know what to do with all these skills for yourself and for people.
Now, you're from the medical profession. Would you recommend this to people within the medical profession?
Absolutely, absolutely. The sooner the better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great stuff. Have a safe journey.
Thank you.
Thanks for attending.
Thank you for attending.
Marion,
Yes.
3 days. In one sentence, how would you summarise what you've got from this?
It's making a complete change in the way I envisage therapy, in the way I know how I can help people, a completely different way, and the way I wanted to do it. Many years ago, I remember a person saying, when we heal people, we should be able to do it in 1 hour, one session, and not over years and years. And I now know that it is possible to do an awful lot in 1 hour.
That's wonderful. Thanks for your time.
It's a pleasure.